Hi, I'm Gage, better known as 12 Gage. This is Sounds Like Soma's podcast. We got two of Philly's best rappers, maybe battle rappers.
For sure.
We also got two Philly's best rappers as well. And then we got Nate here, who's Craig's manager. We got Ty to my right here, and then Craig Vill.
Craigville, man.
So let's get right into it. I'm going to first start out some baseline questions because for the audience that doesn't know you, we're going to hop into that first, and then we'll dive into what we've been talking
for sure.
off camera, the nitty-gritty stuff for the past hour and a half. So, yeah, like I said, for the people that don't know you, let's give a little background of yourself, where you grew up at, what brought you here, and what you're doing today.
Go ahead.
You don't want to go first, young fella?
Say the best for last.
All right. Never been the best. My name is Tyrone. Everybody calls me Ty. Right, I'm from West Philly. I'm from 52nd and Pond Street. I have been recording at Sounds Like Soma since about 2016. Right, I linked up with Zack because he used to record one of my little bros. His name is Alim. He goes by Alim. Phenomenal artist.
Shout out.
And I just love the quality that I was hearing. You feel what I'm saying? I love the quality I was hearing. So I was like, nah, I got to go get my sound right. I started recording with Zack. I want to say a couple years later, I ended up meeting my man 12 Gage and whatnot. And my process now, I record with Zack, I record with Gage. I trust both of them with my sound. It's a phenomenal studio. That's kind of where we at with it.
I appreciate that.
I should have went first.
How about you, Craig?
His intro gonna
that's
be
a lot to follow up.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
You could tell the decade of experience in between us.
Yeah.
My name is Craigville. I'm 23 years old. I feel like I gotta say that shit no matter where the fuck I go now because y'all not gonna keep calling me 30.
Nigga 30. You heard what they said in Bad Boys 2? Shit. Nigga, you look.
But Craigville, 23 by way of North Philly, 29th and Allegheny. Lived in West a little bit too. But when did I first start coming here? 2025?
I say, don't look at me. I don't know.
2021, I'll say I probably started coming here right after COVID. And I actually got introduced by a family member who came here. And I don't know. I gotta choose my next set of words very wisely.
My man hit the nervous laugh.
All I'm gonna say is they stopped coming. I started coming more by myself with Zack and started improving my craft.
I get it.
I don't know the story of that. You're gonna have to rebuttal me.
I ain't trying to name drop.
We'll talk about that on camera. I can't say that on camera.
Man.
But yeah, so like Ty said, I just really enjoyed the quality. I work with Gage as well. I work with Ty.
I work with Craig.
We have worked together. I got his highest stream song. The You Do remix. Go stream it.
It's actually not my highest stream song.
It is actually his highest stream song.
No, it's not. My highest stream song is Time Will Tell.
You want to check?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You know it's Wi-Fi. My highest stream song is Time Will Tell.
All right. We'll jump into another question while he's looking that up. From your guys' experience and being some veterans and I guess more newer to the scene, what would you describe the music scene in Philly? Good, bad, in the middle?
It's two different music scenes in Philly. You have a very street and underground scene in Philly, and then you have a more college-esque scene in Philly.
What do you mean by college-esque?
So, for like what I mean by college-esque is there's an abundance of kids that, like, let's say they go to different universities in the city, and they create music and do things of that nature, and they're not always as recognized as maybe some of the artists that grow up in the more kind of like street scene. That's something that I've seen. So like I would put something like I think Rec Philly does a phenomenal job of servicing everybody. They make 100%. It inclusive for both scenes.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you've ever been to Rec Philly, you can easily understand what I mean by there's kind of two different scenes, right? You got your Philly Scoop Halls and your Philly First 48s that's on one side of one scene, and then you got a couple other platforms on the other side. You feel what I'm saying? But I do think there's two scenes in Philly. I feel like the platforms that do a good job, like Fresh or like Lido at the Takeover Files, of incorporating everybody is when you truly get to see everybody's talent.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. Craig, what do you feel about the Philly?
I hate the Philly music scene personally.
That's not the first time I've heard that. So.
Bro, I just feel like it's just a lot of dumb shit that be going on. I think that it's like you can't play everybody everywhere. and I try to stay far away from shit like that because I don't know who's who anymore.
Yeah.
It's like a new.
Don't know who beefing
Yeah.
with who.
Yeah, it's like it's somebody from here and then here. Like, remember what I told you about the, the shit in the
bro.
car the other day?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, no.
But yeah, it's just like, and I feel like so many regular people get involved in things like that. Like, you know, like you could just really be a bystander, but you see regular people picking sides and it influence kids and things like that. So I think the Philly music scene could be very toxic. I do think that there is a wave of artists. I would probably put me and Ty and other takeover files, rappers you've seen on things like Wake Up Call and things like that have show a more artistic side that is, you know, building camaraderie in the city.
Yeah.
Whether I like them or not, because I don't like all of them niggas, but I definitely will say that I feel like it sucks, but it is trying to move in the right direction. So I'm very appreciative to be a part of, you know, a changing movement in Philly.
Nice. More of a positive change
It's trying to get there.
It's trying to get there, yeah.
Trying to get there, yeah.
Because I my experience with recording a lot of different artists. I mean, I get a whole bunch of different, and it's like it could be drill one time, and then next thing you know, it's like
How do
a
you
gospel
feel when
artist.
you like have a drill rapper?
I don't mind it at all. More or less, I mean, Ty and I were talking about this about like 2 months ago. We were in the car talking about it. It's a shame because I've had at least 4 or 5 artists over the years that are just like we're good kids.
Yeah.
And then their family member hits me up and asks me for their music, and I'm like, oh, I can't give it to you without their permission. And then
Right.
you know what happened at that point.
Yeah.
And I know their music and I know what they're talking about, so they generally probably got caught up in the wrong scene, wrong situation, wrong time, and it hurts my heart to see that because, like I said, a lot of these kids coming in are just like good stand-up kids. At least you know what I see from them, and to see something like that happen.
And I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna say. I don't know if Craig remembers me saying this when all of us was in Virginia. But one of the homies that we was in Virginia with, right? I remember telling him at that moment, and Craig, you can tell me if you remember this. I remember telling bro, I'm actually sad we got to take you back to Philly. And he was like, "What you mean?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. You really funny. You really a jokester. Like the person that you get to be here amongst all of these people that don't know you is who you really are. And the moment we got to take you back to Philly,
It got to change back.
and he was like, "Yeah, bro. Like I always," and I'm gonna paraphrase what he said. He said, "Yeah, bro. Like I was always somebody that like I laughed and joked. I like to make people smile. I like to make people laugh. But like we from Philly, and it's like if you make enough people laugh, somebody gonna think you sweet, and then once you play with me, all that funny shit go out the window."
Exactly.
And I felt bad because I'm like, bro, keep in mind like. Lido, we went to the University of Lido. Graduated from Virginia Union and whatnot. So we there for their homecoming, and my man's laughing, joking, dancing, vibing. He on stage. I'm like, yo, this the happiest. And again, I've never seen bro down or whatever. I've only really seen him be happy and be cheerful. But no, this the happiest I seen, cuz.
Yeah.
And it's like the moment we come back to Philly, he gonna have real life shit that he got to deal with that like he wouldn't have had to deal with maybe if he would have grew up somewhere else.
We was literally saying like in another life, like if he didn't grow up in Philly, or
he'd have been Drewski.
He'd have
been Drewski in another life.
Like literally.
Yeah.
But that'd be the thing though. Like I'm appreciative to like get to know certain people now because it's just like on the outside looking in, you go to some of these people's pages, they could look like the hardest rapper ever, and I ain't saying like
they're not
that they're not or whatever. But I'm just saying you get to meet people and it's like, bro, never talk about no shit like that. And it's like, I mean, you really never like what you saying like. You hear what people rap about, but then you interact with them and be like, bro, you like one of the coolest niggas I met so far. Like, I met so many people like that. I'd be like, bro, I hear what you be talking about. I see what you be around. I be around you, so it's like, I get it. And then it's just like, it's all good vibes. And then as soon as it's like, you know what I mean? Some other shit happened. It's just like, that's just the life that they got dealt, the hand that they got dealt.
Yeah, and what's horrible about it, I'm talking about young kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about 19, 18, 17.
Sometimes
babies.
16, and
Sometimes younger.
talking about some wild crap on the mic. And
That's
it's
the life
just
they
like,
live though.
Literally like serial killer type shit.
That's the life they live though.
So one of my things is, and like a thing that I tell the youth that I work with is like, yo, I don't have to be you. You got to be you, so you got to determine if certain things worth it. And one of the programs I was working at, they actually had a studio built at the program where they can go and record. And we had to tell some of the young boys to like, yo, we gonna let y'all record, but all that drill stuff,
That's got to go
It's
out
out
the
there
door.
because the group of kids I'm dealing with at that point in time is 13 to 18. So like this is going to go out the door. And then I told one of the kids, because it was one young boy, he actually was from North. We had one young boy and whatnot, and he was nice. I like young boy. I'm like, yo, young boy might got a shot. And I told him, I'm like, nah, bro, you good enough to rap where it's like, yo, rap about, I know you talking about the drillings, but rap about your homies that actually got killed, like what they meant to you is that and third. And I ain't going to hold you. Craig, young boy broke my heart. He said, well, Mr. Tyrone, I ain't never had no homies get killed and nothing like that. And I said, hold on, wait a minute. Because there's no way your hood just up right now. I said, oh, my young boy out here make believing with the good raps.
No bullshit.
Make believing with the good raps. And that be my fear sometimes. It don't be necessarily some of the people we know is living there or some people that's authentic, but some of these other people where it's like, bro, you ain't ever been outside a day in your
No
life.
bullshit.
And now your music about to put you in some shit that you're not
That you're not
equipped for, ready
yeah,
for,
ready
you know
for,
what shit
That's not the
about.
life you live.
For sure.
It's not the life you live. I seen, growing up where I grew up, I went to Shoemaker.
Okay.
And a lot of
Shout out to
people.
Shoe.
Yeah, shout out to Shoemaker, yo. Shout out to Shoemaker. A lot of people who went there were drill rappers. And a lot of them are no longer here. Like, if you know who D Firm Sciano is, he went to Shoemaker. And there's a lot of shit.
Did
Like,
I,
yo,
did
what?
I leave before?
Leave before what?
Leave before he went there?
Yeah, he didn't get there until high school.
Oh, all right.
It's crazy that you brought him up. One of the
Yeah.
kids I used to work with, and then I can't say who all is in D4M,
Yeah.
but he used to run with them, and it's funny. His name is I can say his name is by here, free by here. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember he came to my program. He's in my top 3 favorite young boys I ever worked with all these years, and he was like, Mr. Tyrone, when I turn 18. I'm going to get a big-ass M tattooed on my head. There's nothing you can tell me to change this. Everybody from my block do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, well, when you get that M tattooed on your head,
so.
what type of job you going to get?
Yeah.
He was like, Mr. Tyrone, I ain't never going to have to work. My homies rap, and we going to make it. Young boys tell me that all day, every day. That go in one ear, out the other. Fast forward 2 months later, I'm in the crib flipping through all the TV. I get the BET Jams. The flexion and flashing video pop on the screen.
That's funny as shit.
I go, hold on. Is that my man's in the video? I said, oh, he wasn't lying. His man's in them do-rag.
Right.
They is about to get signed. They about to, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, he'll be home soon or whatever. And I hope when he comes home, he's able to stay out of trouble so that he can actually enjoy the success of his friends. Because for a lot of them blowing up and the wave they had, he been away for that.
Yeah.
So, every day I pray for, him and whatnot, because he for sure, I used to play ball with one of his older brothers. So when I found that out, I'm like, nah, he's like one of my favorite young boys.
My fault.
The thing that be crazy about people being like drill rappers and being involved in shit, and like when I meet them, is like some of them. I ain't gonna say all of them. Some of y'all suck, but a lot of niggas do be like really good.
Yeah,
like, they'll have
Some of them can really rap.
That's what I'm saying.
for
They
sure.
really rap, or even if they might not be the most lyrical, they could really make a
The
bop,
flows,
a club
the
hit,
flows and everything,
something
yeah.
like that. And then as soon as it start to catch, it's over. Like just because they involved in some shit. That be the disheartening thing.
Yeah.
Based off of one thing you said, though, I think one of the biggest misconceptions about music is that you supposed to be super miracle, lyrical, spiritual. No, your job as a musician is to invoke emotion in the listener. And
exactly.
it don't matter how you do
How
it.
you do it, yeah.
As long as you do it. You feel what I'm saying? That's where I'd be like, for youth, where I'd be like, man, some of y'all be nice. And it's like, bruh, just when you get your moment and you get your shot, I think it's imperative that you do your best to stay out of trouble. If God blesses you to be the one,
Literally.
because God don't always do that. God don't always do that. It'd be a million rappers in this one area, and God would be like, yo, you the one. You get to be the one. Right? And I learned that just watching Big Sean's career. Big Sean got wild homies that he came up with that rap. But God was like, nah, you the one.
Right.
And it's up to you to stay out of trouble because your gift can make so much of a difference in other people's lives or whatever. And
What are you cracking up?
I got a quick question.
he spilled the water on himself.
Oh. I didn't
I got a quick
peep
question,
ahead,
John.
man.
That's for both of y'all, because both y'all have really thorough jobs. I like both of y'all jobs. 'Cause I used to work with kids too, so I like both of y'all jobs. Like it makes sense for like who you are, who he is. It just makes sense.
I don't like kids.
I ain't trying to hear that. He
said
he would sit here and lie to your face.
You don't need to be working with kids if you don't like kids. Then
that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying. So, all right, hold on. Let me ask my question. So, do y'all implement that in y'all music at all? Like y'all jobs, y'all careers, the things you do at home, or the things that not necessarily do at home, but your career, like stuff you do on like all the time when you're not doing your second job.
I talk a lot about just my life in general. There's a song that I'm in the process of trying to conceptualize. I don't want to spoil it just in case. I tell y'all off camera I don't want to spoil it just in case it happens. But there's an artist that we are all familiar with, and the artist raps a lot about some of the trauma and the grief and the things they've gone through in their life. Right. And because what I do at work is dealing with that, I went to the artist. The artist said that they were up for it. We're going to see what happens. But actually trying to put together, not necessarily what a therapy session really would be with me in a song, but that kind of being what the song is. Right, it's like you're the person seeking therapy. I'm the therapist, and we go through maybe some semblance of a healing process within the song.
That'd be dope.
And I brought that to the artist, and the artist was like, "Yo, that's
a great idea."
Fire.
And you being a therapist is definitely going to add to
that'd be fire or whatever. And I think for me, I've incorporated a lot of things in my life, whether it be music, whether it be basketball, where I'm from, even my dad being a reverend has been incorporated in my music 100%. And things like that. I think being us is what makes it fulfilling. One of the best things I ever heard Drake say was, I get to wake up every day and be me. A lot of rappers don't get to do that, and it makes the battle and shit a little bit easier.
Okay. Do you implement it in your battle?
I don't implement that in my Have I done that yet?
I don't recall it.
No. I think I've mentioned being a therapist once or twice.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? But the beauty of just being me and my music makes it so that like, which you really ain't no skeletons done covered. Because one thing I'm gonna say is one of the, I think y'all used to joke about being from the same hood. I don't know if y'all from the same hood, but A1 Nas.
I'm from 29th Allegheny.
Okay, so A1 Nas hit me one day, and we're gonna leave that alone. A1 Nas hit me one day. And
I
don't know. He was research boy. He was like, me and him was talking about something similar. I'm like, nah, bro. I'm grateful to be me. I wake up every day and I just be me. He's like, I ain't gonna hold you. When I was looking up stuff for everybody, ain't nothing crazy for you pop up. I was like, oh shit, this nigga is.
Nigga, ain't nothing crazy for me popped up neither. What the fuck you meant by that?
I don't know, bro. I'm telling you what he told me. The absence of information is not the. Whatever they say in the book. They say in the Boondocks, the absence of information.
Oh shit!
And then you didn't.
Yo, right?
Yo, y'all both having clumsy young boy moments.
That shit just jawed the shit out of you. I apologize.
But yeah, what they say in the Boondocks, the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Or whatever. But no, that's what he said to me. But like, I feel like the same thing is true about Craig and some of the other young boys that we know at Take Over for being like, nah, this is who you are in the music. It just makes the music easier to create.
Yeah,
and it makes it so that you can easily gain a fan base because now these people get to be a fan of who you truly are.
Literally, I feel like I put all my real life into music, and I always try to like my whole angle of how I try to make music is just from I'm from a bad area, but I'm not a bad person. So regardless of, and everybody has done like I guess something that could be seen as sin or whatever. But it's just like that doesn't necessarily make you a bad person.
That doesn't make you a bad person.
You know,
no.
and like the stuff that your
mistakes aren't who you are today. You know.
I will say, I don't think I incorporate nothing about children because I work with kids in my songs. But I will say I definitely take a good psychological aspect because I do work in the psychology field. Like I have like the what was it? The eviction notice was to play out like it was supposed to be like a therapy session. Okay. So I literally made it softer songs.
I think you hit me up too.
I'm like, your ideas sound like something we already did. Yeah, I didn't want to say that.
But it was like softer. It was like I wanted it to be softer songs, beats, and then just really talk about shit that I felt. So it was like themes of women and just heartbreak.
I'm about to say, didn't you hit me too, bro? Being like having like one of the women from my job be on your joint.
Yeah. And we called the audible and had our man Sharif do it. Shout out Reef.
Man, I had that place set up in motion too. Shout out to I don't know if the person want me to say anyone on camera. One of my supervisors at work.
There you go.
It's
Shout out my
gonna be the
supervisor.
person.
It was just 'cause we was
Shout out
cutting
my
it close,
supervisor.
and you wanted a number to give her. The funds was damn near up.
Yo,
For this shit, we was ready to
Yo,
So bro, I'm gonna keep up with you. Why did
funds was
So
drained,
why didn't you just be like, and this is where I guess it'd be like the open honesty and certain things like that, because like me and Nate have laughed in recent weeks for me being like, nah, bro, I really fuck with you. I hope that you would know, despite us laughing and joking, especially because we've had real life conversations when you asked me about shit outside of the music that like, no, I'm here to support you, bro. If that was the case and you asked me for help somewhere and you was like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it, possibly because of this, I would have much rather you said that to me, and then maybe I can still possibly try to help and figure some shit out because I actually know the person. I might have got the person to do it, maybe not for free, but maybe I could have been like, yo, sis, I got a 50 or 75 ball for you, and then I got you for lunch the whole next week. And then maybe later on you'd be like, all right, Ty, I got you for,
And then
you feel
slide
what I'm
it
saying?
later, yeah.
It's not, that
Go ahead.
that could have happened, but it was just like we was moving so fast. Cause you gotta remember, like some of these ideas, like I had just about all of Eviction Notice done the way I wanted it, and the skit was kind of the last part.
Okay.
So it was just like I brought it to Nate, and I was like, damn, bro, I kind of want to have like another skit in the joint. We was thinking about 2, but then he was like, that might clutter it too much. It just might, like, you trying to draw something out a little bit longer than it needs to be. So it's like, you got 8 songs, we can make it 9 tracks, and just use the skit as like a break. And I was like, all right, no, that's cool.
That's good advice.
I was like, no, that's cool. And it didn't make it too much longer, and it kind of conveyed it. And it gave us a good, because the songs that's in between,
cohesive.
yeah, it was cohesive, especially because the song Twin was like fucking R&B,
Yeah, it was
and then
slow.
All Night was really like hyper rap, so it kind of like, it wasn't
It
as
gave
abrupt of a
juxtaposition.
change. So it was, but then it was just like, we try and put this shit out in the next 2 weeks. We don't know how that scheduling going to look for it. We don't even know how money about to look.
Yeah.
And then we know we going to the studio this week. We don't know if we're going to be able to go to the studio next week. Niggas got to go back to work. Niggas got other shit to do.
So I would say in the future, and it's something that I for sure had to learn for being like, when you pick a date, it's imperative to try to get the project done, especially for the level that like we're at. You feel what I'm saying? Like, while we both got good teams and good management, and our managers love us to death, and we got great engineers, none of the people we know can call Apple Music and be like, this shit coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
Or this shit. So like a big thing that like
I
I try
have
to tell
shit done
people,
2 weeks prior.
I say a month.
A month.
Because a month, if you had a place where you like, this like we dropping this in a month and it's done, anything that you want to go through to re-edit can be done, can be still taken
you still
care
got
of.
time.
You got so much time still,
Right.
or whatever.
And then
But when
2 weeks for the release,
Wait,
I guess.
yeah.
But like,
Well, when
give
you
it
mean,
a
like-
month date.
When you mean like
and
done,
you can do pre-sales where people can buy it on iTunes.
I guess it'd be
still,
done
and a whole bunch
record
of
the
shit.
recording process and then the final touches.
yeah, the recording process.
That's
been
been done
done.
for
No. I mean, fully mixed and mastered a month before.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean.
My bad. I thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's where the disconnect is.
So I mean, like the project is done because once it's fully mixed and mastered, you can still. I don't mean like recording stuff, but like doing a skit is nothing
you
once
can
all the
you can
songs
throw
mixed and
whatever
mastered.
you want.
Oh, yeah.
Or being like, oh, maybe just add a double here. And the reason why I say that
Fine-tunings.
is when you get it in within that time frame, you can still, no matter what your distribution is, you can still give people the options to pre-buy it.
Yeah.
And that's the way you make the most money. Like a big thing for me, and I've told Gage and Zach have gotten on me for this about the past, where it's like I've been somebody where I sacrifice streams for you to buy it.
Right.
Because, bro, you know how much it's going to take for you to stream this for me to make $13.99?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also got blessed, like in that time span, like the like damn shit. Like we denied it. Like I knew it was
I
going to
can
be
tell
a
y'all,
good
God
joint.
bless my man. They start wearing Coogi sweaters.
I've been wearing that shit for
Y'all start dressing
years,
real different
bro.
with like damn.
I've been wearing that for
We-
years.
I said,
Sweaters.
ooh, brand new butters. Ooh,
No, bro.
brand new butters.
my girl.
Ooh.
Yo, hold on.
Rap money now.
I got blessed on the
Niggas
butters.
making rap
I got
money
blessed on the
now.
butters, but I've been wearing the
Ooh.
Coogee for a minute.
Came in dressed like
Hold
Big
on,
Daddy
bro.
Kane.
I got 2 comments.
Ooh.
I got 2 comments.
Go ahead, cousin.
So, one as not only as his manager, as his creative director,
Oh, he took the
a lot,
glasses off.
a lot of shit, the way I go about creative processes
Yeah.
are really different. Like I have, I'm not gonna say who the manager name is. We're gonna talk about that off camera, but it's somebody else's manager,
Okay.
and we don't think the same. And I know I think differently. The way I go about things differently. So so like bro, chill. So the way I understand the way you go about the release and having it ready a
Yeah.
month before. I like the way we do it though. I like having it ready 2 weeks before because we have everything like all the way. I'm real nitpicky. I'm real nitpicky in terms of content, in terms of how we record, what we record. If some shit's asked, yo, bro, no, that shit. But we're not doing it. You feel me? So I'm really I love the art of music. So I don't play about that shit. So let me wrap it around. So everything's perfectly planned. Like right now, I'm a little bit of extra. Read all about it type shit. We about to drop in June, and it's not mixed and mastered, but all the songs are recorded. Most of the songs are mixed and mastered. All the shit that we ready for, like in terms of singles or like the songs that we think are gonna pop, they're done.
I think everything's mixed, just not mastered.
Type shit.
Like we could play all the songs; they're all listenable,
right?
And I just think it's just putting that little oomph on everything at this point.
Yeah. So the way our creative process works, like the way our thoughts bounce off each other, and the way we just like create, it works. It works the way we do it. I do like that idea though. Having like, I think it would be better to have it a month beforehand. But this is me just giving you like intake on like how we handle it.
Your process.
Trust me, when I dropped 5247. When I tell you, which was
that's your address, dog?
Is that my?
Not your current address. I know that.
That's like your grandmom, right?
No, the house I was raised in whatever. So when we dropped that, that was last August, right? When we dropped that, I probably was in here with Gage every day for 10 days straight, probably. It was like, maybe longer than that.
Yeah, probably closer.
He get money.
2 weeks.
My fault. He get money. My fault.
He's lying. I'm broke. if you work for the IRS, I didn't have no capital gains last year. I ain't got it. Right? But he like, what's up with him? Boy, I don't got nothing.
That's fair. My fault. That's fair.
The jewelry real though. We not like Yano. The jewelry's real.
Man, we love you, y'all.
We
love you, Yano.
Yeah.
Why you not battling Yano?
Why am I not battling? I never said I wasn't.
I feel like that's a good battle for you.
I never said I wasn't.
Let's save the battle talk for a little later. We definitely
want to build up to that.
We're gonna build up to that.
I like the way you're thinking, Gage. I love the way you're thinking.
Let's rebuttal back just for a thing. It's speaking on your guys' creative process and styles. How do you balance staying true to your roots while evolving your sound?
That's a fucking fire question, Gage.
Staying true to my roots. Well, my roots, I grew up around fucking crash out. So when I come to the studio, that's what I do. I crash out.
Okay. But you crash out in a different
like when I mean
way.
I crash out, it's just like I'll bring in 6-7 beats. I'll have my verses written already. And I'm like, let's just try a bunch of different shit.
Okay.
Like, let's just...
Do you ever take verses and apply it? Say if it doesn't work on a beat, but it's good bars, will you switch the beat?
Yeah,
okay.
Bro, I break
You're not just scrapping ideas. Okay.
Song like
we currently beefing over a song.
We're beefing over a song over that exact concept.
Yeah, and I won. I won.
Okay. Yeah, it's better. I ain't gonna lie.
I won.
It's better. Like he put it on a better beat. He put it on a better beat.
For 2 months, I was like, bro, I hate this shit.
Yeah.
I hate this shit. And I snuck in this motherfucker one day. I ain't telling him I was sliding, turned my low off. I don't even talking to nobody. I just sent him a song and he was like, this shit fire. Bro.
Yeah.
I know what you did.
You gotta trust the process sometimes.
You did something.
He was like, I know what you did.
Literally.
But so I just take, crash out roots and just come in here and crash out. I just try a bunch of different things. I'll try a bunch of different beats. I might try to make a party song, an R&B song. I might try to do poetry because I started from poetry.
Yeah, I do see that a lot in your music because the poetry definitely flows through your bars.
Yeah, I be trying to make it. Ty has described me as a smooth rapper at one point in time.
I've actually told you to rap more.
Yeah, he told
Thank you.
He told me that a while ago.
I told you I love you, bro. I told him before.
I needed that
because I was like, bro, I understand what you're doing, but like. I hear how you rap on beat. He's not the only person I've said this to of some of the people that be on Takeover. I hear how you rap on these beats, and like I easily can understand that you can do this on a song. And if I'm not mistaken, the version when you're actually like rapping like Damn with Lito is the one with the more streams.
Yeah.
Not the
like Damn has hit 100,000 streams.
Yeah, it's always been the one with the more streams.
Like
I
Dan,
just looked at it. Hold on. Let me look.
no, it is though. The freestyle does
Yeah,
have more.
it has more
On-
streams.
on Apple
Somebody
or
has a
Spotify?
lot
I
of
just
people.
looked at this.
A lot of people have put in the comments and DM me was like, "Damn, bro, like the song fire, but that freestyle
You should have rapped. You should have rapped it like this.
different." It was like that freestyle hit different, but then I think
There's a
people-
level of emotion and authenticity that comes across in the freestyle, and I'm not saying it doesn't come across in the song, because it does come across in the song, but it comes across more
But
in the freestyle.
remember how you said when you made You Do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you was like, the way you battle ain't always like a, and not to say that like Dan was like a battle or nothing like that, but I'm just saying it's like the verse of the battling isn't as appealing in sound.
But you want to know what the difference
So I wanted
is?
to make it more melodic.
The voice in which you rapped, sitting next to Lito live doing the battle,
Oh, my fault.
is not the same as the voice in which I'm rapping in when we're battling, where it's like I don't have to worry about shit clipping when we battling, right? I don't think for you, because like my voice, bro, will just naturally like get loud. I have to be conscientious of that. I don't think for you, as it pertains to how you rap, you really maybe have to worry about clipping the way I might do in terms of this loudness of voice. And because of that, I go, no, I can easily digest, even if it's not. So, right, this is the second time they did this, so I got to get them right. They keep going to Apple Music.
I went to Spotify. On Spotify, is what you said was right. On Spotify, what you said was right.
And the reason why I go with Spotify for a lot of things. So Nate, I'm gonna ask you this as a manager.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask you this. I'm assuming you know this already, right? But for
Okay.
people that's not watching, the thing on your Apple Music updates every 24 hours. That's not a gauge of what the most played song in your catalog is. It's what the most played song in the last 24 hours is.
Right.
So unless you have, and I advise every artist to have it, they have an app for artists for Spotify and Apple where you'll get a true gauge of what
Apple
your numbers
artists,
is.
Yes,
Spotify
and
artists.
and whatever distribution, please download all of these apps.
Yeah.
All the SoundCloud, everything,
Yeah.
every distribution, everything you can check who you are.
Yeah.
Please, for the love of God, download it and look at it.
And
Or
also
don't,
Tidal.
because the fact that y'all don't do some of this shit makes my life easier.
Hold on.
So
Also, Tidal, while it doesn't have an app, a thing that they recently did, which I'm extremely grateful for, right, is they do have a website for artists now where you're able to check the
Oh, no
same.
bullshit.
Yeah, they have a website. So, like, in the past, you would have to go through your distribution to get things corrected. Via Tidal, via their website now, you can go on and get things corrected the same within 24
that's
hours.
cool. I didn't know
before,
that.
Which is like a great thing now. But yeah, right. I'm more so, and that's why when I said to you when you brought up the You Do song being my most streamed song,
it was number 2.
yeah, I know. I go.
That's the
Time will
number-
tell. But it's
that's
number
it?
2 compared to what? Is that it? Yeah. I
Right,
also don't.
but-
I also am here to tell you that it's also not number 2.
No, it's number 2. I just saw it.
It's not.
It's yeah.
It's not.
I said it.
We checked this shit like yesterday.
It's not.
We checked this yesterday.
It's not. shout out to Lex. Too different. I got.
Wait,
a song
pause.
with
No,
Lex that
no.
has more-
On
that
wait.
has more
Go to
streams.
Spotify. You have to go to Spotify.
that-
He
that
said you
more
have to go to Spotify
Okay, I'll do it.
because on Apple Music you do is, but he in terms of
My most streamed song is not on Apple Music or Spotify.
what's your most streamed song?
I had a song.
SoundCloud, right?
Time will tell. You said.
No.
No,
That's
he
the most
said
streamed
no.
song on
That's the song that he
platforms.
was talking
Right.
about in terms of the
But the
question
most
I
streamed
asked.
song I have is called "Watching You." It's me and a kid called Lex, and it has over 20,000 on YouTube, and I think another 20 or 15,000 on SoundCloud, and I think maybe another 10,000 on like Audio Mac or something.
How do you feel about? All right, I have a question for both y'all. How do y'all feel about each other's music?
I like Craig's
It's a
music.
good question.
I wish he would rap more. Like I like Craig's music. I don't necessarily.
You don't
think
like
that
the concept of like catering to women? There's not many rappers catering.
That's
to
not. That's
women
not what I mean by
specifically.
rap more. I like the concept of catering to women.
So what do you
when
mean
I
by
say
rap more?
It's not the material.
I'm
it's
talking about the style in which he's delivering the
Okay.
material.
Okay.
Or whatever. I think the same way where I go, I like both versions of Like Dan.
Okay.
But
You think one's more rappy than the other?
it is.
Okay.
Craig can tell you one's more rappy than the other.
That's
Okay.
The whole delivery of it.
I just want to see how you
Or
feel
whatever,
about
whatever.
it.
But yeah, no, I like Craig's music. I don't think I think subject matter, I'm Craig's audience. I think Craig could have a phenomenal balance of what he does for the melodic stuff to go along with what I'm talking about for being like, no, you can still deliver this same material.
So what
without it
song
being so
of
single.
his would you consider rappy? That you think he not necessarily stick to, but
to?
like the style of that.
What's the song on Eviction Notice when you're talking about Spoonie? It's a song where you say you had a conversation with Spoonie or something like that. That's the song where I would say that you're doing a little closer to what I'm saying.
Good, I'm
When they
just
said
sliding
it,
it
we don't
over.
bang enough.
Yeah.
That's 1 in a million.
Yeah, that's the song that I would say
Okay.
probably comes close to maybe what I'm saying, but he doesn't always do that.
Okay, okay.
Or Craig, you can please correct me. I think I would say I think I might have a good time.
No,
Or-
that's
yeah.
that's tough. That's actually a
Yeah.
really good reference, actually.
Yeah. Or like, bro, me and Craig have a song together where he don't rap on those type of beats. I'm not telling him to rap on those type of beats, but the same vocal tone in which he's using
Right.
stylistically, like he could do the melodic stuff and do that as well. It don't gotta all be melodic, but it's up to him to find that balance in his artistry. And if he truly feels like, hey, I don't think this tone of voice that maybe might resonate with me and maybe resonate with some other people just based off the Like Dan freestyle. If he doesn't think that tone of voice is as aesthetically pleasing as he wants it to be for his audience, then that's a decision that us as listeners and supporters of him just gotta accept and be okay with.
Okay.
But I think your boy is phenomenally talented. He know that. I told him that.
That nigga said I wasn't a star.
I never said you wasn't a star. We can talk about that too. I never said you wasn't a star. We're gonna stop that line.
No, I
into
think that
Do you listen to time music? Like, well, I'm but when we in the car, when we in the wheel, when we moving around, when we listen to music, it's usually oldies,
Yep.
some type of random drill shit from
Yep.
some random ass place,
Now the drill.
or Craig music.
Yep.
That's usually what it is. So I'm not sure if Craig listened to time music at all. When you dropped, I listened to it.
I appreciate you, brother.
I listen to everybody on the files. All the rappers I know, I give them a fair shot.
I appreciate
I
it.
will say that Ty's music, there's things that Ty does that appeals to me that I know wouldn't appeal to other people my age that I personally enjoy. Like for example, the melodic shit he's not doing all the time, but he'll get he'll get features and shit that handle that. Ty can't sing.
Yeah, I wasn't blessed with the melody you got, brother.
Man, there's always auto tune, brother.
Still gotta be some simplicity. Like the song in G minor.
Oh,
and all
you
my
can't
shit.
you can't hit key.
Yeah.
Or similar to Craig for what we said for rapping, I can hit key, but I don't think it's in the most aesthetic. Like for me to hit key, there's a level of registry. Like I'm like a baritone, bro.
His voice is
Right.
Yeah, so for me to hit key, I got to.
You sound like somebody dead.
It's got to be low,
Yeah.
and then
Y'all both sound like somebody
Yeah,
dead.
like, I gotta
Y'all
be
both
like-
sound like y'all got kids.
I gotta be. Well, he got kids. I gotta be like Pop Smoke, or I gotta be like Blue from the Temptations.
I will say though, with a lot
Yeah,
of Ty's
shit.
music, I do like the story aspect, and it is true to him. Like the stuff that he's saying to y'all will hear it in his music. I love the authenticity of it. And I feel like 5247 was a very complete project. Like I listened to it a few times. So
yeah, from top to bottom, that's one of my favorite
No, yeah,
projects I've definitely have done.
Yeah, I've listened to it
Word.
from top to bottom a few times. Of course, my favorite song is "You Do."
You got a great verse on that song.
Yeah,
Feel me, man?
Might be one of your best verses.
Nah,
That's a bro.
Oh, you stretching it, Ty.
So
No.
I'm not for something
No,
to
I
be
don't
your
think
best
he's-
verse.
I don't think
I'm
he's
not
saying
talking.
it
I'm not
exactly,
talking strictly
yeah.
lyrically. I'm talking about the combination of
Context.
content.
Context.
The
I said
what?
context.
oh yeah, no. I'm about to go through the full
Oh,
for why I
right.
think I'm about to give the full
Okay.
context why I think right. Content, delivery,
The
tone of voice,
delivery was on point. Yeah,
pocket in which you're rapping it.
Okay.
I think he nailed all of those things.
Okay.
And also this, Craig, you have to correct me, right? I think the the BPM that beat is into is also maybe a little bit faster than what you normally might do.
yeah, it was a little hard. It was a
So
little learning curve.
Yeah.
you were, and I don't mean, and if that was a learning curve for you, my man, you got A, you did great. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you.
That you're rapping also at a pace in which we might only see in the battles too.
Yeah,
So I can easily understand why when people gravitate to that song, right, and they be like, "Yo, Craig did great." No, Craig did great. Oh, Yano did great. One of my homies, he hate Yano. He hate everything about Yano rapping. He was like,
Y'all
like
don't
this.
snap. Y'all don't
He's like, I
snap.
like this.
Y'all don't snap.
Despite,
Yeah,
despite both these motherfuckers trying to wrestle during the session, also, right? Can I tell him? Can I tell him what we agreed to for me to get you on the song? I can tell him that.
I forget. Go ahead.
For me to get Craig on the song, right? Because Craig was very me and Craig. I think we first started talking about this song. Like it's been maybe a year since
Yeah.
me and you talked about that song. It's been over a year
just about.
or whatever. So we know each other far better now than then. I think that's something we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
When I first hit Craig up, Craig was like,
remember
bro, I'm not doing this shit just so you can come behind me and rap after my verses at third. And I told him, I said, bro, I'm not going to change nothing about my verse for the original. I think we ended up adding like 12 bars at the beginning, but that was for one of my homies that passed away.
He did also say that he was going to do that, though.
Yeah, and I was like, and I remember, and I was like, bro, I'm going to let you rap the song out, and I'm not going to give no rebuttal. You free to go crazy.
You're free to do
if
what you want to do.
That's what it's going to take to get you on the song, bro.
Yeah.
I have no problem.
You said your first 12 bars, you saying...
The first
I could do this with my eyes closed and all that?
No, the first 12 bars on the remix for the You Do song that Craig is on is not in the original first version of the You Do song I dropped.
Oh,
one of my homies,
okay.
I had rapped, shout out to my dog Melvin, rest in peace. I had rapped 12 bars in reference to him. He literally, like, I'm 5247, the bottom of the block, bro. He was at the top of the block.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm going to include my dog on this part of the joint.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I felt like that made for a better transition of the song coming off the intro for track 2.
Okay.
Because the You Do remix was track 2. But I told Craig, I'm like, bro, I'm going to cue Yano up for the fuck I look like losing to this bitch, Keith and Yano. Yano come in, we was in the studio session. I told Yano, yo, bro, don't rap your last 2 bars. Just be like, I'm the hottest in West, I'm slept on. I can cut you off. I can go into the You Do shit. And then that cue Craig up perfect. And I told Craig off for it, bro. I'm going to let you rap the song out. I'm not going to rap behind you. I'm not going to dispute nothing you say.
I like the timing of that. That's smart.
I'm not going to draw on you. I'm not going, because he was apprehensive at first. He like, yo, bro, you not about the battle shit.
I'd be very skeptical of working with people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't blame you.
And I promised him I wouldn't do it. And like, bro, I'm one of them niggas. If I tell you I'm not going to do some shit, I'm not going to do it.
We had that conversation.
Yeah, Ty's word is bond. So, I mean, he tells you he's not going to do something. He ain't going to go behind your back and move that way.
And I truly wanted, I'm like, bro, this whole shit, everything about the Takeover Files, bro, is supposed to be collaboration and community. And while we have had some battles that have gotten away from doing collaborative joints, in my mind, I'm like, well, even if me and Craig don't sit, and we've talked about sitting down doing our collaborative freestyle up there for the files, we do some ideas back and forth. At minimum, niggas got this moment, and niggas got to incorporate Yano into the moment as well, because he was brought up in the battle.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And bitch ass A1 Nas.
Crazy.
So,
why you gotta be all that?
Look, man.
So speaking on the battle, because we're coming out on time a little bit, I want to get talking at least a little bit on it.
All right.
When are we going to see round 2? The ball's in whose court?
Great question.
You ready right now?
Oh, you want to battle right now?
You ready right now?
We can battle right now.
You ready right now?
We can battle right now. How many bars you want to rap right now? If we can rap 8, 12 bars, how many bars you want to rap right now?
16.
16? Okay.
16 apiece.
Man, I ain't rapping to this nigga, bro.
I'd rap 16 bars right now.
I ain't rapping.
He already got them written and all that shit.
You right? Yeah, 116.
Hey, Nate, that's about the third time when niggas said we could rap right now. And your man said it was cool.
Bro, because
we wanted a round
two. We're trying to get paid,
Yeah,
bro.
ahead,
but look, we wanted a round 2 for at least up until I battled Guap, and that was
like
October.
Yeah.
So we wanted a round 2 since from February to October. He did not want to do that shit. There has been conversations of us getting closer to figuring out when the round 2 was, but nothing was ever clear to me and set in stone for a round 2
until October.
So it's in the works.
Or
it's not, because it sounded like it's not, but it sounds like it could be.
It could be.
All right, I'm gonna give. Are you done your synopsis? And I can give my synopsis.
Go ahead.
All right, so
more to say, but go ahead.
Me and Craig. So we can start off by how the first battle got set up. Look, man, Craig went up to take over Files. He did a phenomenal freestyle popping shit or whatever. And then he looked off camera and said, "And you can get this shit next." Mm-hmm. I hit up somebody. It might have been Lito. I'm like, damn, who was he talking to? I got to see that battle. And then the person was a woman. And I said,
I was right, though.
Okay.
I told y'all.
We'll leave that for a separate thing. Leave that for a separate thing.
We talk, right?
I'm about to say, I wasn't wrong with what I was trying to do.
Right, so I seen that, and then I was just thinking in my head for being like, because prior to that, Lito had floated out the idea for me for being like, would you come battle? And I was like, I don't know, or whatever. And then I hit up Lito, and I'm like, yo, do you have a match for Craig? And he was like, bro, you about the fourth person to
ask
that, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Lito hit me back. I guess he had called you. But this is all same day type shit.
Okay.
I guess I said that. He called you. You wasn't too familiar with me or whatever, and was like, fuck it, we can do it. Right?
Yeah.
I think at that point in time you were sick, so we scheduled for like maybe 3 weeks out or whatever.
Yeah.
End up battling, and
Y'all, I get sick before every battle.
we end up battling. We both thought we won.
Yeah, no, it was a
Yeah.
We were
freaking
arguing
fantastic
afterwards. We were
match.
arguing afterwards, right? There was what's his name? Nos was in the building. He felt like you won as well, or whatever. And we was on live later on that night talking. You was talking your shit. Well, I'm still here. I'm like, nigga, I got shit to do. I had to leave and whatnot. Battle drops. You would have to tell me. Did you immediately when the battle dropped ask for round two? In my mind, it was probably like 2 to 4 weeks afterwards, probably, or whatever.
No, I felt like I won until nigga you just kept going viral, and I was just like, it just gets to a point where it's just like
They got me.
Yeah.
you gotta concede the loss at some point.
Yeah.
Like even if I feel like I rap better or I did and I ain't gonna lie, I did my best at the time because that was my first battle ever. First,
and that was my first joint in 9 years. That was both our first.
That was like your guys' like
I guess
breakout.
Technically, that was both our first professional battle.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I guess or whatever.
I've never been like combat. I just started rapping maybe 4 years ago at
which
this
I
time.
did
now,
not know
2021.
prior to the battle, and had I known that prior to the battle, I think I told you I would not have done the battle.
That just means I was really good, yo. That just means I'm really good.
Well,
but
also, bro, I unfortunately think because like I've been rapping since I was a young boy. There's footage of Prince and I have rapped since I was a young boy. A lot of people have rapped since they were a 12 and 13. So I just naturally, regardless of skill level, right? And you have phenomenal skill, bro. You know that. I sing your praises all the time. But regardless of skill level, when I hear somebody rap, I assume that they've been rapping or whatever. Had I known, appreciate you. Had I known that
Thank you.
had I known that you never had battle, had I known you just started rapping, because again, your freestyle, you was popping it. So I assume you was getting that. You know what I'm saying? Because you was popping it, whatever.
you supposed to though.
yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm a warrior. I played sports all my life.
After our battle dropped in February. Literally, our battle dropped on it was either a Monday or a Wednesday.
I don't
Because
remember.
the night our battle dropped, I was actually playing in a basketball. I was in a basketball league. I was playing a basketball game when the battle dropped.
Was that you tore your SEO?
No,
I think it was a Wednesday because it was a couple
It was
days
Wednesday.
after
I
I
feel like it was
dropped.
Wednesday.
The rent was due.
Yeah. So our battle comes out or whatever. I'm at the gym. It's going cool. Whoop de whoop. I think me and Nate talked outside. It didn't go viral until MDS does his reaction on TikTok. At that point in time, MDS don't even got a YouTube. You can only see the reaction at TikTok. Your joint, I think in the first 24 hours did like 400,000 views. My verse in the first 24 hours, I think did like 900,000. I remember telling you then, regardless of what niggas say, bro, your numbers is better than all these niggas. And it's people saying that you want to pop your shit. I remember telling you that or whatever. The battle, not too long after the battle drops on February 19th, I tear my Achilles. So I'm on bed rest from the 19th of February to March 12th. I think somewhere around there the group chat get created because it wasn't created when we battled and whatnot. And Craig done already bedded before the camera started. Craig talking about I would have battled on bed rest, motherfucker. And I'm like, bro, just wasn't doing that. Like Gage was there. Gage was there in my first studio session at the Tear My Achilles. It was a bad joint. We ain't keep none of that shit.
Yeah, that went right in the
bad joint. None of that shit made 5247. It was a bad day.
Oh my god.
But we had a rough 2 hours and said, fuck it, we just gonna go get some food.
Some
drink
drinks
some liquor.
and hang out.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
We don't forget about
And
this.
then, right, I had the option of, I didn't have the option. Right at that point in time, I was like, okay, I could possibly battle you again, or I can go with battling Spoonie. He's an actual battle rapper or whatever. I said I'm gonna try my hands at battling somebody professionally or whatever. When you were supposed to battle, Stan. And I knew what that verse was going to be. I knew what you was going to say. I knew all that. I said, yo, my boy got a chance to, however people feel about our moment, I felt like you had the chance to be that person in the moment. Swear to God, swear to God with the shirt. I'm like, yo, this is about to go. When somebody took that opportunity away from you, was the first time I thought in my mind, me and bro maybe got to run it back. Because one thing that Ranshaw said in the chat is, for somebody in the community to take that away from you is fucked up, because anybody that has been involved in takeover knows everything you had to go through and overcome post battle. Because one thing I am gonna say, because we didn't have we I don't think we've ever talked about this in public. Yo, we just people that rap, and you can be a fan of a battle rapper, you cannot be a fan of a battle rapper, you cannot like a battle rapper. Wishing death threats on somebody because they lost a battle
is crazy.
Is ridiculous, and that's definitely
wild.
Something that none of us condone.
That's childish.
And I will say this, bro, right? You shouldn't have had to go through that. I don't condone you having to go through that or whatever. And nothing about that is cool, right?
Oh,
but people that really know what you might have had to deal with. And one thing I've told Gage is like, yo, bro, cuz taking this loss better than most niggas would.
Exactly, yeah.
Or whatever.
You said that off the rip.
Right. So when that opportunity got taken away from you in August was the first time I was like, all right, bet me and bro might got to run this back, right? Lido comes to me in October, right? And it's before we go to the joint. It's the only time Lido came to me. He said, yo, bro, we starting round 2. I want to get both your round 2s done. Prior to that, he had never brought up me and you running it back or whatever. And I told him, bet. Me and you talked not too long after that. You floated out doing it on the 1-year anniversary. I said, bet, let's do it, right? The tournament lasted longer, which I was totally understandable about. It seems like you might be the champ of the tournament, right? That hasn't been announced yet, but it seems like you might be, may or may not be. You got a 50-50 chance. It's just you and one other person. You got a 50-50 chance.
Right now, the odd looks
and
good.
if you won the belt and you decided, you know what, bro, that's not what I want to do no more, my response is going to be cool. I told you that last night. I told Lido that last time we was all together. Bro, I don't give a shit if we run it back or we don't run it back. If we run it back, we'll be determined on whether or not you run it back. Because my answer to both those things is going to be bet. If you go, I don't run it back, it's going to be bet. And y'all never going to hear nothing about no round 2 from me ever. If you decide you want to run it back, my answer going to be bet. Because me and you already agreed. While we agreed it wasn't going to be no round 2, we did agree on that. Right?
We did.
We standing on the fact that it's not going to be no round 3.
I'm not doing
I know
it.
that's what you said. Whatever.
I'm not doing
But
it
if you decide you don't want to do it, bro, I don't give a damn, and I'm not going to look at you no different, bro.
Rounds.
You didn't ran your marathon. You didn't ran your gauntlet. Somebody in the comments said this shit like anime. First time we seen cuz he was down. Now he
I just seen that this morning. That's
and I was
funny as
like,
shit.
nah, bro, you the champ right now. If you want to say you never want to battle rap ever again, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, Gage.
What's up?
I know you got something to crank out.
Oh, you're good. So if we were to, or you guys were to run around 2 back, what would we expect as far as like ground rules or keeping things fair, so we don't have another?
Tucker.
Let's say like obviously the viral moment essentially gave Ty the belt. Now, if we didn't have the viral moment, how do we bring like this to like a fair thing? Is it a cappella, no switching beats? Is it a certain time length?
Ooh, I like that. I like what you're
think,
thinking.
I think because prior to our first battle, me and Craig had a conversation, and I was I'm thorough. Like I asked Craig off rip on the phone, and Lido was actually worried our battle wasn't gonna be that good because me and Craig talked. I said, bro, is there anything you don't want me to rap about? He said, no, you good. I said, all right, bet. I told him on the phone, bro, I'm not the type of nigga that's really gonna be in here rapping about your family or nothing like calling your mom out her name.
Quick question. But you brung out Spoonie eviction and all that. That's crazy.
Cool.
That's
Didn't rap about his family.
What was in the
But
folder?
the eviction is crazy.
What was in the folder?
Things that I chose not to rap about, so that I showed him.
That's crazy. That's fed.
Things I could have rapped about that I didn't.
That's fed.
Who's really the evil one here?
You know what I'm saying? Right?
Really the
Hey, yo,
fed,
I've never said that you was the villain.
Coming from a place of love, that's fed, Ty.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Okay. Oh no, but right prior, the only thing I asked
And his name not Lamont.
I know I was setting something up for later, but that round 2 is never gonna happen. So yeah,
Never say never.
yeah. I was setting something up for later. But look,
So yeah, back to
oh yeah, my only
rules.
rule is, bro, just don't call my wife out her name. That's it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't call my wife out her name.
I didn't do it the first time.
I got to go first in a round 2.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing sideways about your wife the first time, and
Nope.
definitely now that I know her, and she's been very supportive
Very.
of my career. And
She knows
rap
one
side.
of your she knows Millsy very well.
She do know. Shout out Mills, man.
Yeah, shout out Mills. Mills be acting like she not family sometimes though, cause she love you.
That's my dog.
I know
Shout
that
out
shit,
Mills.
dog. I know that shit, dog.
Mills, if he rap about you in a round 2, if that happens,
I would
I'll
not rap
whip his
about
ass.
Mills. I would not do that.
Whoop his
I would
ass.
not do that. I would not do that. You gonna rap about Gage? Cause you told me you was. You told me you had bars for Gage.
Yeah, I want him to be there.
All right, bet. He was there the first time. He seen what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. Is Nick gonna be there the second time?
Lightning don't
I know you got something for me. I know you got something
Nick got to see this.
I know you got something for me, bro. I ain't even worried about it. I already know you got
Nick
something for
gonna
me.
put my
I ain't
name
even
in one
worried
of the
about it.
poems we ain't heard yet. I'm still waiting, motherfucker. I'm still waiting.
Wait, what? What you say?
You ain't remember you supposed to do the poem that day. You ain't doing it.
Bro.
I'm still waiting, motherfucker.
I was getting disrespected. It wasn't, bro. It had nothing to do with you at all.
I know.
Yo, Keefiano. If you ain't call me out my name that day, me and Lito would never had nothing. Me and Ty would have never had nothing. We'd have been cool.
This what I'm.
He called me a bitch. He called me a bitch that day.
Y'all say.
So that-
I
I ain't never
repeat
want
that.
to do a poem out loud since then, bro. I don't want to read this shit out no more.
Yano said he couldn't wait so y'all could get in the ring.
The box?
Yeah.
Oh, yo, Keefy.
Ding ding.
Yo, Keefy, if we throw
But no,
Respectfully,
hold
we'll
on,
love,
hold
we'll
on.
love.
Nate mad. Now
I ain't mad. I'm not mad.
Rebuttal,
Yo, why
rebuttal.
everybody
I'm
think
joking
mad?
with you,
I'm
bro.
not
Wait,
saying- I'm not-
we
I'm
gon'
not-
we
But
gon'
yeah,
figure
if
out
me
it.
and Craig do a round 2, I gotta rap first. That's what y'all can expect. I go first. Craig goes and whatever.
You know
whatever.
time limit?
Huh?
No time
Yeah,
limit?
no time
If
limit.
Craig tell me it's gonna be a time limit, but so my only issue is this though, right? Is we really going? If we do a time limit, and this is something I'm gonna tell everybody, if y'all got whatever agreement y'all have that shit with Lito, so Lito can be like stop rapping, or
stop.
Lito can cut the. Because when motherfuckers just talk to themselves, because the fans be blaming Lito for shit that don't got nothing to do with Lito.
Yeah.
Somebody
Lito not in
literally-
control of people rapping over time or switching beats when they're not supposed
Yeah,
to.
Somebody
Facts.
literally agreed to 6 minutes, but they rapped almost 10.
Yeah.
He ain't rap almost time. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah.
Nigga,
Somebody,
you know-
somebody,
I'm on your side,
somebody
I'm on
agreed.
your side,
Somebody
I'm on your
agreed.
side. I'm
Somebody
not with
agreed. Somebody
I'm for
agreed
it.
not to switch beats, and they did.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of different things.
Same battle you talking about?
I wasn't.
No,
I
I'm talking
wasn't
about
there.
different
I
battles.
wasn't there.
I'm talking about the championship.
Oh, so we are people in the takeover files agree to things all the time, and then be doing different shit.
She said it. She said, we did agree at 6 minutes, but watch, I'm rapping 10. I was like,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Then
that's,
That's a crazy tie
But
reference.
you've done that though, or did y'all not have an agreement? You just
We
came
didn't
in and
have
rapped
an
a 10-minute
agreement.
verse.
we ain't had no agreement.
Walking in rapping a 10-minute verse as somebody that has walked in and rapped a 10-minute verse. Is
As a nigga with asthma, that's crazy.
Yeah.
diabolical.
But it was just, bro, I had to wait a whole fucking holy month, bro. I had to wait the whole Ramadan and then half a month, after.
I do feel like me and you have some idea of what we would say to each other. Maybe not exact bars, but I feel like we know some of the angles we gonna say to
What's
each
All I wanna
what's your
say
take
is
on the battle?
Expect
other. On what
the-
battle?
Championship battle. What's your full take on it? You full? If you take a step
Wait,
back,
wait.
It
I
was three
can't-
battles
I
that day. It was
can't-
three battles that
I
day.
can't get you want the whole event.
Yeah, it was three battles that day.
So if we talking about the whole event, I thought it was a great event. I can't. I'm not going to get into what aspects I think could be improved. Like we can talk about that.
Nigga, fuck that. Six or Shay, who won?
I had Shay winning, and I had Shay winning live.
You had Shay winning live?
I did.
Okay.
And it's nothing to 6. I prefer how Shay raps versus how 6 raps.
I had Shay winning prior after hearing 6 verse. I thought 6 won. Y'all know repeat.
Yeah, I know.
Y'all not finished.
It looks very close on camera though.
Yeah. With clips, it looked
I
close.
had Yano. You ask me about all the battles, or you only ask me about those 3? Because you definitely skipped some other Jones.
What other battles? were
Those
there?
were the 2 that came out. But I'll ask you, Ayana Upsure, 5-star Dage.
Oh yeah.
Boy,
I got 1-1.
listen, man.
on.
This is what I'm gonna say. Boy, that last song that Ayana played. So I live in the world of just because we go 2 rounds don't mean I didn't win the battle. If my second round is so much more fire than anything else that happened, and she went last. Like, cause I'm older than you, bro. I'm from a different school of battle rap. I'm from a school of battle rap where, like, even if you win the first 2 rounds,
Back in the day.
if I leave Earth the 3rd round, I might have still won the battle. But yeah, I had Ayana, bro.
I had
That song is fire, too.
Days. I like Dave's voice more.
Yeah, no, you gotta let that. It don't matter. You wanna watch? You want to know why I say it don't matter? You want to know why I say it don't matter? They're not singing a cappella. This is really a song battle.
Yeah,
the
that's
first
yeah,
round was
yeah, 100%. I
acapella.
agree.
Only from one person. Ayana sung over something in the first round.
What? She did?
Yes.
I don't remember. I gotta look back at the
remember
video.
that.
I got a video on
She
my
sung,
phone.
she sung over Joe in the first round.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. But like when it comes to some of the R&B joints, once they get to doing songs in their catalog, this really a versus like a song battle. It's not about
Yeah.
who
What about
traditionally
Mickey
sings
and
the
them?
best.
Mickey and Kai.
Kasha no
Mickey,
one.
Mickey
Yeah.
should have won. Kai did win.
I agree.
Mickey will be back though. And you
I like Kai's comeback though. I like Kai's
I gotta
comeback.
ask you something though. If we did battle again, I was in the crib today, and would you what card would you prefer for our battle to be on? A card of round twos that didn't happen yet, or a card of people that wasn't in the tournament versus people that were in the tournament?
That's yo. You cooked. You cooked.
What? All right. Round twos are easy to figure out what would happen.
So
All right, say some matchups.
that me and you,
Of course, that probably headline. Of course.
Guap and Keefe.
They battled already or no?
No,
Nah.
you talking about for people that wasn't in the
Oh,
tournament.
that wasn't
versus
in
people
tournament. Okay.
Guap and Keefe.
That'd be a good battle.
Drew Boy, Prince Nas, and Six and Slim.
What round twos would you want to see on the card?
Yeah.
Okay,
Me
me
and
and you.
Okay.
I feel like Slim should be on there still.
Slim and Shay.
I can take that.
Slim and Shay.
I'll take that.
Slim and Shay.
Oh god.
Mickey and Kai.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Who did Yano not do a round two with yet?
Me.
Is it somebody
Yeah,
else?
don't count.
I think it's just me.
Just
Yeah,
you?
he round two to everybody else.
Yano and Mod.
Or kid.
Oh, y'all know my round two.
No. Yano and Kid. Mod and Vibe. Like if it was a longer event, Mod and the Vibe.
Yeah, I'm
God.
gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah.
Mod and the Vibe God.
Okay. I agree.
Jungle.
One more.
Who didn't Jungle not do a round two with? Jungle and Pape round two.
Yeah, that'd be great, John. Yeah. I
All
like
right.
that. I like the way you
I like the tournament card better.
I do
Yeah, the
too.
round-
I do too because you actually get battles that have not been seen.
Yeah.
So
Well, other than me and you.
would it have to be a tournament for you guys to battle, or would you guys just?
No, tournament. That's the name of it. That's just the name of
There's
it.
a lot of there are at least 3 people that have done multiple battles on Takeover Files that weren't in the tournament.
Yeah.
That some fans feel like
Should have been there.
Should've been
or
there.
depending on how the tournament breaks, at least 2 out of any one of these 3 maybe could have won depending on how the tournament broke.
Yeah.
You got me, Guap, and Six, who we all gonna say if you put us in there and
might
things
look
break
as-
how
Yeah.
it breaks.
Shoulda,
You
coulda,
feel
woulda.
what I'm saying, right?
Right.
And we all had different reasons for not being in it. Guap was working on his project, phenomenal project that he dropped
Fire.
or whatever. Six had yet to make her return. She was preparing for that and whatnot. And me personally, I just don't battle against women. So once it was women in the tournament, I didn't want to be in
Yeah,
a situation where
It's gonna be you.
okay,
It would be
you and a female,
No, I
yeah.
advance and then I'm either
Either got a forfeit or
I either forfeit or the verse I come in with, because I was not, bro. I might have came in with a, you ain't had these type of many. I might have just gave you I might have just let you have a belt. I might have came in there and rapped a verse that was, yo, I support you type shit. I encourage black women. Go ahead, kill me, do your thing. I might have just gave you the belt.
That was my initial plan.
explain a little bit for people that don't know why you weren't in the most recent tournament. Just because you just touched on it, but
there was me. I have a personal preference to not battle against women. Content lasts forever. So me and Craig battle, and any other battles we do will be on the internet until there's no internet ever again.
And there will
Facts.
always be the internet.
And I just don't ever want to be on camera ever disrespecting the black woman. I have songs in my catalog similar to Craig, uplifting black women, and I just don't want to do nothing that's going to contradict any of the messages I've already put out there.
yeah.
Wait, I got a question for you. What was your approach coming into the battle? Like what was your
Talking about,
you
against
see how
Gage?
he's anti disrespect, but you came in and hopefully I'm pretty sure this is gonna come out after the battle. You came in with a very disrespectful approach.
I mean,
so like what was the
Game is
juxtaposition there?
game.
Like how
I
you
mean,
come
just
in there?
because Ty's preference isn't do that doesn't mean that he
Right,
should
so
treat
that's why
her
I'm
any
curious. So like
different.
why he chose that? Because we had never had that conversation.
also-
Why
yeah.
he chose
also
the
too,
disrespect
bro,
route?
While Craig is older than Gage, bro, I'm so much older than Gage.
Yeah, you old as hell.
I
Sorry.
feel, appreciate you, brother. It's a blessing. I'm so much older than Gage, bro. where I don't think there's no way that if I battle her or a Shay who's also younger than me or a Six who's also younger than me, there's no way I can come in here and rap in a verse and at least to myself when I watch it back, don't look at it and be like, bro, this shit, even if the rapping is good, bro, this shit corny. Like, what am I doing as a person versus these people are peers of his. They're like around his age. Like, there's a whole different mindset for me being older.
Right. You feel like you're schooling more than you feel like you
not necessarily
peer.
schooling, but it just feels like, bro, I feel like I look corny as shit at my big old age in this back and forth rap battle with any of the little sisters.
I know. I'm saying so you're more of a teacher than a peer in that sense. If you're not a peer, you could be a teacher.
Yeah.
I don't know other sense. Like, you're not a principal. I
forgot the question.
Yeah.
What was your approach coming into the battle with Days?
My approach was at first gonna be that. You know this. Like, my approach was literally gonna be, bro, I feel like I could win complimenting her. Cause I think I rap.
I remember that part
better lyrically.
But what was the switch up?
I watched all her battles and I said,
game is game.
I gotta go to hell.
As a game is game.
We gotta go to hell and burn together.
Yeah.
She also my cousin. So that made it a little bit easier because it's just not like random.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, this is somebody that is family of mine. But my whole thing was I just didn't want to outwardly just be like, oh, you stupid bitch, you dumb bitch, this, that, and the third. Like I wanted to cleverly like place it with certain things, and I'm not gonna say what I said in the battle. Y'all just gonna have to go see that. I'm sure
when it drops.
See it. But it was just like certain things when I would call her out her name or certain lyrics that I would say, I wanted to cleverly place it with schemes and this, that, and the third. So it's like, damn. So it's like, my whole thing was if I'm gonna take the disrespectful route, I wanted to be it in a way because they call her Mrs. Disrespectful. You know that. I wanted it to be as, I guess, I wanted it to be as stylistically driven as possible. So it was just like, if I'm gonna do it, I got to do it in a way nobody else do it. Like Yano, I think he put up a great fight, even though he didn't really finish his verses.
Which round?
In the battle, in tournament.
Both verses versus Days. Like he didn't really finish round 1 or 2.
You right. Yeah, he had two.
But I feel like if anybody was to say they got the closest outside of Six, like in terms of it's Nas. But that was very early in the league. Not like the disrespectful aspect wasn't really what it is now.
Her round 2 was
not like it would.
Her round 2 was like I feel like the moment.
Fuck that dead bitch you did. Like come on, bro. Like
that's
we
crazy.
escalated to something else.
That's not outside of rap.
But also that only came off the bat of what she saw her opponent do the previous round.
I understand that.
So if I see you the previous round.
I mean, you did the same thing.
Rap about certain things personal to your opponent, right? Yeah, that's going to shape how I come in and do this round.
Right.
Had her opponent maybe not rapped about some of the stuff she rapped about the previous round,
maybe
Dage don't go to hell like that because that was a different level for going to hell. But again, right, most of Dage's disrespectful moments, which I love, they come off the bat of somebody already did something that maybe somebody else could consider violating. Even Dage round 6 for the whole baby John, that came after what her opponent said about Dage's brother.
Yeah.
So, I don't think, bro, I was even talking to Dage one time, I'm like, bro, I don't view you as Mrs. Disrespect. I think you rap phenomenally well. I think Dage is technically a good rapper. How she pieces up flows, similes, subject matters. Being able to stick to a subject matter, right, is a big thing or whatever. And most of the time when I see her maybe go what I would think is over the line, it's because she watched somebody previously go over the line. And, bro, we from Philly. If I watch you play with somebody else,
why wouldn't
I assume you're going to try to play with me? You said, like, it's just what you said. I watch your previous battles. I guess we going to hell. I just watched you go to hell. So we're in a battle.
So I'm going to take it there with you.
So now I'm about to draw.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it.
Because we haven't seen, and again, it go back to the other joint. Even for, somebody might have said maybe Yano crossed the line battling you, or you crossed the line battling Yano.
You definitely did. I told him that. I told him he draw.
That's why when people be like, well, Ty, you did. Look, bro. People have hit me up about at least one lyric you said. Hey, what Craig said about Man, was that true? I don't know if it was true, but Craig said it.
Well, not to cut you guys off, we are coming a little close on time. Drop your socials, any projects that you might be releasing or anything in the works. Yeah. What you got for us?
My name is Craig Vill, CraigVill, on all platforms.
No E.
No, bro, stop spelling my name with a fucking E, dog. It's like annoying as shit. That's a place.
That's a place.
But yeah, CraigVill, no E.
Any projects in the works?
We got The Rent Was Due out now. We got Eviction Notice out now. We got I'm Not Okay out now. New single that just dropped off Thanks for Leaving. We're gonna give y'all a little double tape. You mean side A, side B, 4 songs each. 4 features. In about 4 weeks. Actually. And we got a battle that's probably gonna be out by the time you see this.
You see this, yeah.
So yeah, go get all of that, man.
On
We
the
only going up this summer.
Takeover Battle League, right?
Yes, on the Takeover Bars Battle League, man. A lot of big stuff planned, man. You're gonna see Craigville a lot around this summer for sure.
Heck yeah. Nate, you wanna drop your stuff?
Yeah, I'm Nate, NEIGHT.2. Please, it's not Night. It's not. So many people like approach me and say my name wrong. Like Lito legit thought my name was Knight when he first met me.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
based off of your Instagram.
Yeah,
handle.
but it's 8 is literally the 8 spelled out with the N in front of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was gonna be cool to read out, but I couldn't find a good name to go with Nate. But yeah, Nate Kevon Park. I'm management for Craigville. I do creative direction. On top of management, I do filming, I do editing, everything. I'm the team though. It's just me, dog. It's just me and Craig, bro.
Sometimes
so,
the person that fuck with
I'm
you.
saying, Mr. Put it on his back. I got you.
Whoa, pause.
What?
Whoa! Don't put that in there. Don't put that on there. Please don't put that.
Whoa.
That's getting clipped.
Hey, man. Hey, look, my name is Ty.
That nigga, wait. That nigga
My name is Ty. No.
Wait.
Got fired. Yo, my name is Ty.
Dog, fire for that. Fire for that.
You said Snipe the new manager, right?
Yo, fire for that. No, wait. Time out. Let me clear this up. Yo, don't put that in there, please. Don't put that in there. No, that don't gotta stay, bro. Yeah, bro. Teed up, dog. I'm out. That's crazy. I apologize for my outburst.
Look, my name.
I apologize for my outburst.
Look, man. Bro. My name Ty. You can follow me on all social media platforms other than X at Who's Ty, WHOSTYE. On X, you can follow me at WP_Ty. I've been a little quiet as it pertains to putting out music so far this year, just trying to get stuff in order for my regular life and whatnot. But there's going to be a lot of singles dropping soon. It'll either be a project this year or next year, at the most. And hopefully, y'all will get 2 or 3 battles from me before the year is out. It only won't happen if the opponents that we have picked out decide not to do it.
Mr. Put it on his what?
Yo, chill. I'm talking about carrying the team. I'm talking about carrying the team.
My nicknames.
I'm talking about carrying the team. I carry the team, bro.
Boss man D-Lo.
Yo, Ty, I'll pick both my feet up off the ground and kick you in your chest. Kick you in your chest.
What you gonna do when you pick your feet up off the ground?
Kick you right in your chest.
Based off your nickname, I got real fear.
Bro, that's not my nickname. My nickname is Nate. My name Nathaniel. My name really Nathaniel. My nickname Nate. Chill, bro. I was trying to be cool, bro. Sorry, I ain't cool enough.
Man, shout out.
This is 12 Gage, aka Gage Bingham. This is Sounds Like Soma podcast. Fellas, thank you guys for coming out. This was a great episode. Definitely have to. I mean, there was still so much I had to ask, but I mean, there was such great
part 2.
I know I got someone else coming. Otherwise, I would.
We could part 2
keep it running. We could part 2.
We could part 2.
I'm gonna still have Black on in part 2, so this is gonna look like part 1. All I wear is black.
This would be a good one, and then if people end up liking it, we'll do the part 2. I mean,
I apologize for my outburst.
Yeah, he's not gonna be in part 2.
You can find us on Instagram at Sounds Like Soma,
crazy,
and all the other social media platforms. And to at myself, I'm just gonna drop my Instagram. It's at Gage_Bingham, Bingham. Make it easier to spell. All right, thank you guys.
Shout out to Home Base Studio, man.
If I can, I don't know if I can trust you. If I can trust you, I can give you a firm. I'm on the correct. I can give you a firm understanding of why Yano's not gonna beat me in a battle.